In February 2024, the epic drama Shogun, set in the Sengoku period of Japan, was released on Hulu and FX. The protagonist of this drama, a warlord named Yoshii Toranaga, who aims for the position of Shogun, is modeled after the real-life Shogun Tokugawa Ieyasu. This time, we will introduce some of the legendary swords that served as the beloved katanas of Tokugawa Ieyasu, or rather, Yoshii Toranaga. Tokugawa Ieyasu is a figure still regarded as a hero today, known for bringing 260 years of peace to Japan by reigning over the war-torn country and becoming shogun. The drama Shogun portrays his intelligence and popularity, as well as the powerful warlords who sought his life, in a manner very true to historical facts. As a Sengoku warlord, Ieyasu, who competed with various warlords of his time, is known to have been a master swordsman. It was rare for generals to lead from the front in battle at that time, which may suggest there was little need to hone swordsmanship skills. But Ieyasu polished his sword skills and is said to have mastered several schools of swordsmanship from a young age. Ieyasu, a master swordsman himself, showed deep affection for his swords, which could be considered his soul, owning many famous blades. Among the swords beloved by Ieyasu, Monoyoshi Sadamune stands out. A wakizashi crafted in the 14th century by the famous swordsmith Sadamune. A wakizashi is a shorter sword compared to the general katana. Samurai of the time would carry two swords at their waist, and the shorter one was the wakizashi. Its shorter blade made it more convenient to use, and samurai commonly carried it. Additionally, the wakizushi was used in the practice of kirisute gomen, which allowed a samurai to legally strike down a commoner who showed disrespect. However, in reality, such acts of cutting down commoners were rarely carried out. The name of this sword is derived from Ieyasu's experience that whenever he wore this sword, everything proceeded as he wished, leading to the name Monoyoshi, meaning things go well. Moreover, it was considered a lucky sword because Ieyasu always won battles when he carried it into battle. He used this sword in every significant battle, defeating numerous enemies. Although it is not certain, he might have carried this sword during the decisive battle that unified Japan, the Battle of Sekigahara. After Ieyasu's death, this sword was passed down within the Tokugawa family. Subsequent generations of leaders also kept Monoyoshi Sadamune close, hoping for the same fortune as Tokugawa Ieyasu. The blade length of this sword is 13 inches, with a curvature of 0.24 inches. The blade pattern features shallow undulations and irregularities, making it a visually striking sword that delights those who see it. The most remarkable feature of this sword is the beauty of the carvings on the blade. There are 5 types of carving on the blade, including swords and Sanskrit characters. These blade carvings are believed to hold meanings such as warding off evil and leading to victory, and it is rare for a sword to have such a variety of carvings. It is indeed a wonderful carving that justifies its treatment as a sword that brings good luck. Moreover, this sword was designated as an important cultural property by the government in 1953. Currently, it is preserved and exhibited at the Tokugawa Art Museum, where it has been kept for hundreds of years since the time of Ieyasu Tokugawa, allowing us to view it even today. Another sword known to have been favored by Ieyasu is Sohayano Tsuruki. Sohayano Tsuruki was originally the beloved sword of the first general of Japan, Sakano Ueno Tamuramaro, who lived in the 8th century and performed heroic deeds. The sword used by Ieyasu was a replica, inheriting the name of the original. The etymology of Sohaya is thought to have evolved from words meaning swift, suggesting it is a commendation of the blade's sharpness. The provenance of this sword began when it was presented to Ieyasu by one of his warlords. Crafted by the master swordsmith Mitsuyo and inheriting the name of an ancient, legendary sword, Ieyasu, immediately after unifying the country, held this sword in high regard. Subsequently, the sword served as a symbol of peace and played a role in protecting the shogunate. Years passed since the unification of Japan in 1600, and in 1616, Ieyasu collapsed while out falcon hunting and was confined to his sickbed. On the day before his death, he instructed his warrior retainer, Sakakibara Teruhisa, "After I die, enshrine Sohayano Tsuruki at the Kunozan Toshugo Shrine. The lords of the western countries are still making unrest, so place the tip of this sword facing west." By 1615, having completely annihilated the Toyotomi clan, Ieyasu's greatest concern was alleviated. However, the shogunate was not entirely secure. The powerful lords of the western countries, though seemingly obedient, were still looking for an opportunity to overturn his rule. With his cautious nature, he sought to dispel even the slightest remaining unease. This episode reflects the caution frequently shown by him in Shogun. The Toshugo Shrine was established the following year after his death in 1617. Passed down through generations, this sword is still enshrined at the shrine today. Up until now, we have introduced the beloved swords of Ieyasu, or rather Toranaga, but there is another blade that cannot be overlooked in his history. This is the cursed sword Muramasa. Muramasa refers to swords crafted by the legendary swordsmith of the same name, Muramasa. Swords distributed in the 16th and 17th centuries under the Muramasa name were known for their sharpness and were considered among the highest quality of practical weapons of their time. Hence, it was said to be a coveted masterpiece that every samurai desired to possess at least once. However, this sword was also known as a cursed blade that spelled doom for the Tokugawa family. The reason behind its notoriety is tied to an unbelievable fact related to the Tokugawa family. It dates back to when Ieyasu was a vassal of the warlord Oda Nobunaga. Ieyasu's wife and eldest son were suspected of conspiring with the Takeda clan and were ordered by Nobunaga to commit seppuku. The sword used for the seppuku was a Muramasa blade. Furthermore, Ieyasu's grandfather was suddenly killed by a retainer before Ieyasu was born, and the sword used in that incident was also a Muramasa. These events led to a loss of cohesion and decline within the clan, resulting in Ieyasu being shuffled between various daimyo families as a hostage during his childhood. The curse of Muramasa continued with Ieyasu's father Hirotara. In 1549, during a drinking session, a close aide went berserk and killed him with a wakizashi, which was yet again a Muramasa blade. Thus, Ieyasu lost his grandfather, father, son, and wife to Muramasa swords. In fact, the cursed sword Muramasa also frequently turned against Ieyasu himself. During several major battles he experienced, the Muramasa swords repeatedly inflicted wounds upon him. Finally, realizing the curse of the Muramasa swords, Ieyasu prohibited all his retainers from carrying any Muramasa blades. Although it has not yet appeared in the storyline, the cursed Muramasa may bring disaster upon Toranaga in Shogun. We hope you enjoyed this exploration into the world of Japanese swords. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting content about the history of Japanese swords. Until next time, sayonara.